Hi, before playing next rapid game, I decided to record a short puzzle solving session. I'm gonna just solve a couple of puzzles. I already solved one as a warm up here, so let's see what's coming next. So, okay, I have white pieces. Material is about equal. White is one pawn down. White's king is in a pretty bad spot. So I would expect the tactic I need to find to be rather active. Although there doesn't really seem to be so many concrete and quick threats to white king either. Okay, checks are of course something to look at. That should be always come true. So let's say back rank check. Two possible moves. King to e7 looks pretty terrible. Since well, of course it's terrible. It happens to be a mate, I think. With this bishop check, because all the white squares are taken by the queen, but back rank is guarded by the rook. So the check can only be blocked with queen, which is obviously not good. So let's go see what about if the king goes to g7. It seems more protected. What's the follow-up then? That's a little bit tricky. That's a little bit tricky. How to respond to this one? The king going g7. Yeah. Of course, I can create threats like with the move bishop to c5, threatening to check here, and then mate by going to h6. But the problem with that is that it's not very forcing, so after bishop c5, black gets a move. Having checks as such. And also this pawn is hanging when the bishop can take, and then black king has another escape route, so that probably will not work. This is quite a tricky one. So do we have to conclude that this check just does not work? We don't have any. Can take the rook. No, that doesn't seem to lead to anything either. Idea being that if I take the rook, king takes, check, bring the queen closer. You can find anything there, but no, it doesn't really work either. So that's not the solution probably. What other options do we have? So rook c8 check does not work. We have 3 more checks. But the problem always seems to be the g7 square, which is quite well protected, I would say. Oh, now I have a... Could this be simpler than I thought? Just check. Here and take the bishop. Because then the rook is guarding the bishop, so nothing to worry with that, and nothing is attacking it either. King is protecting the queen. Yeah, I think it might be that simple. I cannot see anything better, so that should be fine. That wins a piece. There's no any checks or anything. Black gets a pawn, can play a check, but the check doesn't really do anything. There's plenty of squares to go into and then block any continued checks. Yeah, that must be it. Let's try. Yeah. Oh, that was way more simple than I expected, so the solution was, now I feel, rather obvious. Let's see here. So black is quite a bit material down, but is only 1 square away from having a queen. So how to run that pawn to first rank so that white cannot take it. One option could be obviously to go with the king to protect it, but that doesn't seem to be good since the king gets pushed out immediately. So I think we can discount immediately. King h3, that will not work. One option could be choosing more active move, trying to make white to waste the move, waste the tempo, to have a time to push the pawn. So if I attack the knight has to move. Any only piece could protect the knight is the rook and then a queen, so knight has to move. If knight moves somewhere without the check, I will make a queen. So the knight has to move with the check. Here. Then I can keep on attacking the knight. So that should be alright. So the knight has to again move. If rook checks, I just take the knight. If the knight moves without a check, I make a new queen. So attack the knight. Knight moves either these two squares. Here I can just attack the knight. There's no more checks. So that looks promising. White ends up losing something there. But this way, what's the move then? Knight goes here. Could just bring king forth. Oh no. Sorry. For instance, like this. It's gonna lose some material. And anyways, now I would have king on this F file, meaning even I get the spare move, I can just make a g2 push. And now even if the rook would be in h1, h8, sorry, taking here would result still to a new queen. So it must be f5. It's not completely clear to me exactly how to respond to knight g7, but that seems intuitively that there must be a way. I'm really, in that variation, I can really take over kind of the F file with my king. And I'll push the both white pieces close to each other where I can threaten to take them both, limiting white's moves. So it must be here. Let's try. Yeah. Okay. Now I think taking the knight might not be best, although it means material, because now I'm considering g2. Is it better? Rook cannot take, I make a new queen. King is too late, then I make a new queen here. So only move is knight here. Only then I take. And there's then only thing that white can do is to try to keep checking, stopping me of making a new queen, but cannot I just run then my king somewhere here? And there's no more checks. There will be a time when there's no more checks. And if I take the knight, then white has time to bring the king closer. Might make things more difficult. So I feel like g2 has to be correct. Let's try. Yeah. Okay. So we still have to find more moves. Intuitively, I would say the king needs to go to e4. Knight needs to move. Knight goes here. Then queen takes queen. And there's no forks then to my king and queen. Here and here. No. There would be one there and one there, but the knight cannot go there. What if the knight goes this way? Then I have the queen here. Yeah, that must be it. That must be it. And now just the queen. Okay, still have to find moves. I guess taking the knight should be fine. Would it be possible that there's something even better? There's no checks. There's one check, but that's easily blocked. Cannot see white, that would be better. No, I think it must be that taking the knight is correct. And okay, white wins the pawn, but you know, rook and a pawn versus queen. I take that any day. Yeah, that was correct. Okay, quite tough ones. I think I'll keep this session short this time, just a little bit less than 20 minutes, and gonna play later this week my next rapid game. Bye.